At the turn of the millennium, the NASDAQ crash creates a nuclear winter in the technology sector. In Silicon Valley, the winter lasts 3 years. In Brazil, almost a decade. Right in the middle of this winter, in 2005, two friends talk about changing this game in Brazil. They talk about the economic uncertainties and the risk to be an entrepreneur. But they believe tech would accelerate, VC would be global, and Brazil would be a fertile ground for entrepreneurs. They said it would take 15 years and that it would be all about resilience, and decide to create a new, yet-to-be-named VC firm. Then, on October 3rd, 2005, the journey begins. MONASHEES opens its office a few months after Google acquires Aquan. The first fund is raised. With nothing on the radar, MONASHEES creates Equa, its first portfolio company. The launch of the iPhone changes everything. Mercado Libre goes public on NASDAQ, a true oasis in the desert of tech in Latin America at the time. Bluebox is the first Brazilian company to be featured on TechCrunch. But the financial crisis creates uncertainty and slows the pace. In 2009, Brazil takes off and the technology market begins to flourish. Naspers acquires Buscapé. A few months later, MONASHEES and Benchmark co-lead the Series A of Peixe Urbano, the first collaboration between a top Silicon Valley fund and a Brazilian VC. Other top international VCs like Excel and Sequoia start looking at Brazil, and several new local funds are formed. MONASHEES raises 5 funds in 3 years and leads early rounds in promising new tech companies like 99, Viva Real, Conta Azul, and Madeira. But Brazil's growth comes to a halt, and in 2014, the country falls into the biggest recession in its history. But nothing stops tech. World-class startups continue to emerge. MONASHEES leads the Series A of Just Brazil and organizes the first MONASHEES Week in Silicon Valley. MONASHEES Latin America expansion to Colombia and Mexico begins with the investment in Rappi's seed round, together with Andreessen Horowitz. In the third edition of MONASHEES Week, entrepreneurs travel to China, the fastest-growing tech market in the world at the time, and in the following year visit a major innovation center, Israel. Meanwhile, the first significant liquidity events start to happen. Chinese ride-hailing giant Didi acquires 99. The first Latin American unicorn is born. It is the beginning of a new phase of even greater opportunities. MONASHEES partners with several great new companies like Neon, Voila, and Loft. The tech VC market takes off once and for all in Latin America, with mega rounds and bigger companies. Until the pandemic imposes a totally unpredictable scenario. But entrepreneurs are tailored to deal with uncertainty and risk and continue to thrive while the digitalization of society accelerates. The COVID threat becomes a digital tailwind. A huge boom is fueled in 2020 and 2021. In Latin America, venture funding soars from $4 to $17 billion. The first VC-backed tech IPOs arrive. dLocal and Nubank in New York, Melius and Enjoei in Brazil, alongside acquisitions like Elo7, Neoway, and Grupo Zap. MONASHEES opens its Mexico City office. But booms don't last forever. In mid-2022, tech markets strongly correct. Liquidity dries up. No up rounds, no exits. A desert. Yet nothing stops entrepreneurs. The AI era begins with ChatGPT. Traction and music AI start making their mark in global LATAM. Even in the desert, big deals happen. Visa acquires Pismo, Visma takes Conta Azul, and a new generation of winners emerge, like Flash, Marama, Nomad, Clara, and Pomelo. In 2025, MONASHEES opens a base in San Francisco. Tech IPOs are back with Figma, Circle, and Klarna. NG Cash, Vamo, and many others raise fresh rounds. The unstoppable AI momentum continues. The desert is behind us. In this new future ahead of us, one thing is clear. The journey will continue to be extraordinary. Congratulations to all entrepreneurs, VCs, LPs, and angels who are building the tech VC industry in global LATAM. MONASHEES 20 years. The future is here. The future is now. The future is human.